All right, we're back. Apparently Twitter is not the only social media platform having an outage. Our Facebook Live just went up in smoke. So we're back. We're going to back up just a second, especially for the people that joined in. And we want to talk about Facebook ads. And Taylor's going to talk about unique sectors you can use that can probably help with your conversions.
So I was talking about utilizing the option that Facebook gives you of targeting the friends of the fans of your page. And again, this is great because you're really using that community aspect. People trust their friends on Facebook and they're more likely to purchase from a brand who, maybe their friends have purchased before. So definitely try that one out. It's one of the simplest and quickest audiences to create, and I think you can see some really great results from that. The next kind of warmer audience here would be people who have engaged with your page. So one thing that we really advocate for and we think all businesses should be doing is posting organically to their Facebook page. You have so much content for your business and you're able with the snap of your phone to be able to take a picture at a meeting or at something cool that's happening in your audience and be posting these posts on your Facebook page. Well, what you can do now with Facebook ads is create an audience of anyone who in the past certain amount of days who have engaged with your page. So maybe they commented saying that they were interested in a product but then never purchased, or they've expressed interest in working with you again. They've worked with you in the past and maybe they've kept following your page and they'd be interested in working with you again. So you can create an audience of anyone who has taken action on your page, liked, commented, shared your posts, and then you can create that audience and then it'll create kind of a base audience there of people you can remarket to and you can really get that message out to again.
You're hitting them different ways. Them into,
exactly.
Yes.
So maybe you're not selling as much on your Facebook page, but you're warming that audience up, letting them get to know your brand, and then in a couple days you send them an ad, reminding them about your product and seeing if they'd be interested in it.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing, right? Is that everyone raves about, and of course now it's the subject of congressional hearings, but the data that Facebook collects on people and the targeting you can do. So if it's a mom who has a kid who plays soccer, who makes this much money and likes to eat at Wendy's because on Wednesday night she drives through the drive-thru after soccer practice, Facebook can literally zero in on that. Mm-hmm. But the thing to remember is no matter how well you know people's habits or able to target them, they're still a cold audience.
Yeah,
they don't know who your brand at all. Exactly. And so the great thing about these first two that you shared with us, and I know the third one will as well, these are actually warmer people that, if you've started Facebook ads and you're sitting there saying, I think I'm targeting the right people, why isn't this working? I think if you're going after cold audiences, it may not work. And you're seeing in one client in particular, you're seeing tremendous results pulling people in off your next list, and this is a big one, and then retargeting and marketing through a funnel system where they're actually converting and buying high-ticket items.
And so, yeah, we'll kind of jump into that one. This is, I think, the biggest and one that I think everyone should explore, especially maybe if they've been in business for a while, and that's email lists. So what you can do is you can take your entire contact list, whether that's people you've done business with before, people who have opted in to learn more about your business, maybe they subscribe to your newsletter, but they haven't purchased from you in a while. You can take all those emails, and the more information you have on them, the better. So their name, their email, where they're from, and you put that all into Facebook, and they'll match those people with their Facebook profiles based on the information that they provided to Facebook. And then they'll create an audience for you, and now you can send them ads. So this is really great if you have a new brand, like the client that Jeff was talking about. They have a new product that they're launching. And this is something that they could also sell to people who maybe they've done business with in the past. So we ran these ads to people that know and already trust this client, and then now we have this brand new, really exciting product, and those people are really interested in it. And they see the ad and they're like, wow, this brand has a new product, I want to try it out. And so I think that's so valuable for the email lists. And there's so many different lists you have. You probably have emails from people, over the years, and that's really valuable. And you should be using, those resources for your marketing efforts on Facebook.
Well, and especially when you think that, nearly every company that's gotten technological they have a CRM, and so you can literally take, if you had a manufacturer that had 15 different products, you could probably categorize all those people into what they've actually purchased. And so if you want to advertise to product A, you could pull your whole list of people at product A. Maybe it's time for them to re-up.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe they know someone, and that's not even accounting for the lookalike audiences that you can build off an email list. Now those are cold, but those are profiles that are very similar to people who have purchased. So that intel and that data, I can't tell you, and you guys know this when we onboard clients, we'll encounter a business that's been operating for 3 or 4 years and we'll ask about a customer list and they don't have one. Like all they know are, well, we made these sales. And so that's an important thing that that's a factor on social media, but you have to do kind of the behind the scenes bookkeeping and to have the diligence of really recording who these people are so that you can leverage that information later.
And it may be extra work in the moment, but later on, with the return you're going to see with the ads being served, it's going to make all the work worth it.
People are going to be more likely to repurchase and buy from a brand they've already felt comfortable with and they already know a lot about.
And this is them volunteering their information, so they're already, as you said, interested.
Yeah.
Well, there's ways to cross over as well as when you use newsletters and you incorporate that. So you're hitting them twice, right?
We always talk about how people are, the sales process that it takes. Sometimes it takes 7 or 8 times for them to hear about your brand and see the product before they're even going to make that purchase. Mm-hmm. So maybe they do need to see you on LinkedIn, a Facebook post, your newsletter, and then the ad before they even think about making the purchase.
Yeah, and that's the handy thing about newsletters is they're already in the club, so to speak. And so if you can send out that information, hey guys, launching this new product, exciting. In fact, I bought a digital scale, right, that is Wi-Fi and connects to the thing, and I'm in a fight with it right now, so we haven't gotten together in a while. But they launched a new product on Kickstarter today or yesterday, and I started receiving emails from them 48 hours in advance. Mm-hmm. And as soon as I clicked through it, I then started getting served the ads on Facebook. Mm-hmm. Now, I didn't end up buying the product, but I was curious about it because I'm happy with the scale. I'm not happy with me, but I'm happy with the scale. And so I think it's a great way to really pull everything in together and leverage that. And when you're part of that club and you're able to email a customer and say, hey, you know us because of X, Y, and Z. You bought this product. Now we're introducing this new product. You can get that excitement going and then reinforce it with the ads. And all of a sudden to them, it kind of feels like, wow, is this fate? What is this? Like, I was just reading about this.
Yeah, they don't know how the technicalities.
The magic, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, one thing that I've seen the last couple of days that really it got me was, twice a year Sephora does a big sale. They have a 15% off code. And so what they've been doing is they've been emailing me with products that I bought in the past that I probably have run out by now because it's been 6 months since I bought them. And now they're saying, hey, 15% off code, only going to work for the next 2 days. Have you repurchased this item? And they know that I've been buying that for the last 6 months. I probably like it, and I'm probably going to want to use their 15% off coupon.
And they know that once you get that coupon and you go in, you're more likely to buy more things than just the one item you ran out on. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really fun. I mean, even if you're not in the marketing industry, you just to watch the way that brands now are using the data to really track people and target people. And I know there's some people that say, oh, my iPhone's listening to me or Alexa's listening to me, and I was just talking about going to the dentist, and now I'm getting served dentist ads or whatever. But I think it is interesting because they're trying to serve you what you want, what you surf and look at online, and whatever your purchase history is. They're really trying to satisfy you as much Big Brother as it is, but yeah, make it relevant, right?
I'd rather have ads served to me that are relevant to my shopping habits and what I want than, maybe if I was getting, baby clothes
ads.
Want
power tools?
That's not relevant to me, and they know that. And so I would rather have the Sephora ads than I would, the Home Depot ads.
But DeWalt makes really good drills. And Taylor, it's time that you get a drill.
You can send me 100 ads, probably not going to buy one.
Well, there's always Christmas, right? Okay, let's change gears. A couple of news items we want to talk about. We have a few minutes left. One, this is really interesting. This hit today, and I'm going to give you a little basis on it, but there's some legal ease on it, is that a judge has ruled that a class action suit can continue against Facebook for that photo tagging. And when your face shows up or you upload a photo and it says, here, tag Mary, Susan, and John, well, in Illinois, that's illegal. I guess how they phrased it was something about the retaining someone's biometric features is illegal. And so they're saying that if each case was a $1,000 to $5,000 fine, Facebook could be facing fines in the billions for violating this. And, before I get into kind of the specifics of how it worked, let's just talk about like it, don't like it, annoying, Big Brother, afraid. How do you guys feel about tagging? Or the facial recognition as a whole?
I'm definitely one of those people. I love being served custom-made ads. I love that when I post a picture, Facebook automatically, this is your friend Jessica, tag her. Or if a friend uploads a picture of me, and Facebook automatically tags me. I'm like, oh, that's a beautiful photo of me. Look how great I look there. I mean, maybe it's narcissistic, but I'm for it. I'm
all
okay.
for things that make my life easier. But also, knowing pictures of me that are out there, and I'm not sure how far they're going with it, but it kind of reminds me of, have you seen about the Beyonce Coachella thing? She basically, I'm assuming they're using technology like this, but they're looking for pictures of her, and they only want brands to be taking and using users' pictures of her that they approve. But that kind of technology lets you see all those pictures of you that are posted out there. So people are posting pictures on Facebook of me. I kind of like that feature that it'll send me a notification saying, hey, your face was posted on this person's page. Do you want...
Uploading the photo, Facebook assigns a face signature to the image. And so, and it ends up being like a digital code. And so you have a certain number digit assigned to your face. And then it goes through a database that's called Face Template that then finds, could this be you? And you may know, I don't know, we were talking about this, my wife, just this week or last week, got tagged in a photo and someone tagged her. It wasn't her. It was someone that looked like her, and she was with two other people that knew her. She was friends with on Facebook, so Facebook assumed, or somebody assumed, I don't know what happened. But it is kind of scary that, you know, the whole doppelganger thing, I mean, they'll find it for you, right? And then the fourth thing is they'll suggest to you to tag it. And I don't know, again, that process is a little much.
Yeah, but it makes life easier. Instead of having to go in and tag all those people, give me suggestions, and then I have the option to say, yes, that is so-and-so, or no, it's not. I like things that make the process easier.
I agree, but I also think millennials are a little desensitized to this. We were introduced to this fairly early, and to us it's not invasive, probably. And I think Google does something quite similar already.
All right. We'll go with two votes for yay. I don't know. I think it's kind of lazy. One other quick note we want to talk about before we wrap this up. GIFs are coming, or actually for half the people, they're already there. They're coming to LinkedIn and within messaging, and that's kind of an eyebrow raiser.
Yeah, I just did that.
Okay, all right.
That's just very odd. LinkedIn's such a professional platform, and I feel that GIFs are a very casual way of communicating. It's a very funny sentiment.
Well, when I was reading the explanation on why they were rolling it out, they said they wanted to make it more personal connections with their coworkers, which makes me think, are they trying to compete with Slack? Is what I'm thinking. Instead of being, a networking, and for those of you that don't know, Slack is more of an internal device so that you can talk with your coworkers. Say you're in an office of 50 people. It's easy to make groups, send messages to other people in your office. And a lot of my friends who I know who are in professional settings like us, their whole entire company uses Slack to communicate with each other. So I think LinkedIn is kind of trying to compete with that to make their platform more of a friendly online space for coworkers.
Yeah, and the article, I think it was in TechCrunch, by the way. The article didn't really talk about talking with your boss or a client in this fashion, but again, coworkers, alumni, and ex-coworkers. And so seems like it's moving towards that like Facebook Slack side and not so much the professional thing. It is interesting, but one of the GIF platforms that they quoted in their tenor said that messages on LinkedIn are up 60%. I thought that was an interesting fact because again, maybe people are skipping Slack and they're always in LinkedIn and they're messaging each other. It doesn't feel natural to me. I don't know.
I could see where it would up the engagement, especially like messenger platforms are becoming larger, and they probably don't want to be left behind because Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, they all are prioritizing their messenger features. So probably LinkedIn is just
you might have noticed on your LinkedIn that now it's not just messages. Now they made it into a messenger app like way. So instead of logging into your inbox, it's no longer email. Now it's a messenger. So now when someone sends you a message on LinkedIn, you get a little notification at the bottom and it opens a chat box. So they are, I think like you said, they're just trying to they don't want to be left behind. They're trying to keep up with what everyone else does. And honestly, I think that they're doing it because everyone else is doing it.
Well, and as we know from the marketing side, on all channels now, chatbots and marketing conversations and sales and even purchasing, they're allowing all of that in messengers now. And so, yeah, it could just be one day in the future we're all on a messenger and we're not really on a platform and everyone's interacting that way. All right, well, that wraps it up for us this week. We will join you next week. As always, if you have any questions, I didn't even get to a viewer question. I'm sorry, but the technical difficulties cost you. Sorry. But if you have any questions, please reach out to us on our social media channels. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. We're everywhere. You can find us. Reach out and connect with us and ask your questions.